As soon as it got its tax and test yesterday, thought I'd do a bit of a walk around on my now road legal Dakar. So under the bonnet we've got the Td5 installation. It's a bit hard to see exactly what's what under here because it's all a bit crowded now, but fairly happy with how it's turned out, quite neat. Wiring loom here goes in through where the clutch pedal used to be, so this is the second part of this conversion, was making it into an automatic. Other change I've made is the power steering has got the newer type plastic reservoir because I had the big old metal canister. There really wasn't room for that. I've replaced all the pipework with Defender pipework and a pump, even though this is a Discovery engine. Just thought it would mate up with the 4-bolt box. Down here we've got the oil cooler for the automatic gearbox, which is out of a 4.6 Range Rover. It was cheap on eBay, so I just picked that up and got some fittings and plumbed it in. Seems to work quite nicely. Radiator pack is standard Discovery 2 mostly. Just had to make a new grille to cover the front, but it all fits in quite nicely. And here you can probably just make out the engine mountings, standard Td5 mounts. I made brackets and welded them direct onto the chassis. Sat it really as far back and as low down as I could without notching the chassis, which is what most people do, but I didn't want to do that. So I've ended up with a kind of a compromise from this position, I guess, but all works quite nicely. I'm happy with it, so I'm quite pleased. Okay, in the footwell, the thing has gone from 3 pedals to 2. So actually kept the original pedal box, took the clutch pedal out completely and used the hole to bring the wiring loom through, which you can see there. Modified the original brake pedal to make it into an automatic size, and then got rid of the original accelerator pedal, and that is actually a Discovery 2 pedal complete, just bolted in. It's not perfect, could do with being sitting a little lower really, but it's perfectly good. I don't know if it's worth attempting to change it any more. The only thing I did do was it was offset, so I cranked at least a couple of inches to the right hand side, so I straightened it. But other than that, it's just bolted straight in really. Over here we've got the shifters. Shifter assembly is straight out of a D2. Just made like a modification plate to adapt the D2 plate into the original tunnel assembly. Seems to work pretty well. Handbrake was a bit trickier because there was not a lot of room to route the cable underneath, so I was a bit restricted where I could actually put the handbrake, but I'm fairly happy with it. Works okay. The wiring loom, once it comes through the what was the clutch pedal, runs around the transmission tunnel, picks up with the wiring from the gearbox and comes to the 2 ECUs, which are stacked here under the passenger seat. I need to do some work there, as obviously it looks a little bit untidy, and probably install a waterproof enclosure there to keep those out of harm's way, shall we say. It wouldn't be the first time the footwells have been full of water, so I think that will be a definite necessary step. Binnacle assembly is the same as it was when I was running the Rover engine, because I already had the aftermarket Speedo tacho arrangement, so I've just reprogrammed that to suit the different engine and Speedo pickup and so on, so that's the same as it was. The round lamp at the bottom right there is the malfunction indicator lamp, which is possibly a bit excessively bright, but never mind. And then the choke light is really the glow plugs now. Everything else looks the same as it did. And in the back I've got off-the-shelf marine fuel tank, 70 litres, which is quite a decent price. Fitted the space quite neatly, and conveniently had a right size cutout in the top already for the standard Td5 pump assembly, so that worked quite nicely really. So underneath it's all pretty standard Td5 stuff, pipe work and whatever, standard mounts. Then I've got a Ashcroft rebuilt HP24 4-speed auto. Wasn't actually the original plan. It was supposed to be a 22 hybrid with stronger clutches and what have you, but ended up getting a 24, which is okay, except it's 20mm or so longer than the standard box, which gave me one or two problems. Made some gearbox mounts to mate up to the new style, or the later style gearbox mountings, using the original pickups. Exhaust is a bit of a hook and bodge on most of the Discovery system. That's just a tail box, which I'm using as a straight through centre box, and that's basically all there is. Canister up there is the fuel filter, and then just move myself around a little bit here. You can see not got a lot of room between the transmission handbrake drum and the cross member, but it works okay. There's enough room, just about. It did mean I had to shorten the back prop slightly, and also lengthen the front one, and I think that's about it really. Not much to see under here. A bit difficult to film.